This meeting is being recorded.
There we go. Yep.
Are we live on Facebook? Oh, great.
We're fully alive. Yep.
Oh, so welcome everybody to the well, I think it's the third, right? The third of the Guardians of the Codes of the 12th My Promise. So these in what June? The June code, I took the June code is equality. So equality. I have been contemplating of equality. I know that I'm jumping straight into the conversation here because we do have a time limit here because I have like back-to-back event. So I'm just wanted to jump straight into it because it's a lot to cover, a lot of questions that I wanted to ask, a lot of questions that we wanted to touch as well. So equality. What's the meaning for you, Carl, for equality?
Yeah, that's it brings me, well, I mean, yeah, that word is very triggering. As yeah, it's so triggering because right when you said the word, it brought me like so many memories are just coming up to the surface to be like healed. New reference perspective. Now I know how my new processing is. Yeah, definitely like keywords are very prominent today of like just seeing one keyword is very it kind of initiates the like healing. So equality. So I'm getting, well, trying to shift the perspective because I can feel this constrained energy. It's like the energy of like high school where it's like treating everyone equal. That's like the that's like the energy of what I'm feeling right now. And it's just really connected to high school of like, it's kind of like equality for me. It's in that energy of high school. It's like kind of dims your light, you know, like that's how kind of I'm feeling, where it's like been wanting to expand beyond the box, beyond the norm, like knowing that it's just unique and different in like a creative way, not conforming to anything. I mean, like we are all, as I guess like the word that'll kind of like change the perspective right now in this moment, but still bringing that equality to healing is like the oneness. Like I think for me, it's like equality turning into oneness, like as one, like we are all one. I think that's like the new energy of that word. But yeah, this is a tough one right now. It's like I'm feeling like it's kind of like the feeling inside my body of how I'm feeling, of now like being able to feel deeper. It's kind of like where it's like wanting to break free.
Balance.
Yeah, I feel. Yeah, my body feels constricted. It's like not wanting to be in like the, I don't know if the word is the right word, but what just came to mind is like the status quo. It's like, no, like it's like the natural born leader that's like in all of us, that's been born to lead with the heart. Oh, this is like so like, oh, this feeling. I don't know why I'm feeling like all of this distress with that word. Um,
Okay, let me put you in the equal state. Okay, so feel into your body. What is balance feel like in your body?
just being in peace, like being in the heart space. It's like, yeah, being in that energy without any like words attached to it. It's like all the feeling. I can literally just see the word equality. Like I can literally see in my heart space, like the bottom of my heart space is literally like a ocean, the water, like the sun reflecting on water. And then I can see that word equality like in like an arc at the lower part of my heart. And it's just like being placed in the bottom of the ocean, bottom of the water. And it's becoming like one with the water. Um, I think what it is like diffusing the harshness of that word for me. Like it's so strong. I feel like the word, what it feels like in my body, it's very powerful. Um, Kind of like overtaking, consuming. Um, Very like it's like that energy of like authority, like looking over you. You know what I mean? Like someone breathing down your neck. It's like that's the pressure, which is like that pressure of like when a diamond is formed, like at a coal. That's like I can hear, like there's so many activations. You know, it's like I can hear the high whistle pitch tone of like a coal being like pressed, condensed under like pressure. So then like that diamond forms, but it's just like so much pressure. And then it's just like pops, right? And it's just like reveals like a new landscape, a new way of being. That's what I've been feeling lately. It kind of bringing into alignment this whole month for me of like what I've been journeying through. But it's like it was like that pressure. And then now it's like being rebirthed, more at ease and more peace. Um yeah. It feels more balanced now within, like it's balancing out. Like like soft petals falling from like a blossoming tree. It's like kind of just flowing down, integrating in like my body as a tree. Uh,
So what I'm hearing, you were talking about pressing, pressure. Then you become a new, right? So in that space of pressure and pushing, do you think that in this current environment in society will make people become anew in this patriarchy society?
uh, I'm just feeling goosies.
So why am I bringing
I feel,
to this? I'll let you to think a little bit further. I'm just gonna be explaining all of this. Why am I bringing this? Is the word equality is very much masculine word because we always thinking about, female and male is equal, is 50-50%. So how many aeons that we are fighting for 50-50%, especially women? And even though that this year I am 50%, next year I'm only 10% because I'm fighting so hard. And then the following year, I might fight again, maybe 70%. And then the next year, I crash. So what does that really mean? Is male and female is never will be equal. Because we are not built to be equal. So when men working hard, letters, women also equally wanted to letters. So that means that equivalent to society as equal. I got the equal status, I got the equal salary, I got the equal respect. And then at the end, think about our body. Like you feel like so pressure, you feel all of that, right? That is our body responses as we are not built to be like society. That's why people take step back, holiday, or change career, especially the COVID time, because people actually step back at home for 3 years, at least 3 years. Because we are not going out, catching the train, going to the office, meeting the boss, talking about performance review, and you just do and go and do. And they say, yes, achievement. And it's just like fighting for winning that equality is so tiring.
Mhm.
I can sharing on the woman perspective as I cycle and also equivalent to the earth cycle as well. So when we in the cycle, we can't even push. We get double the tiredness. When we have cycle, I'm talking about the women's cycle, you literally need to rest at least 2 days. But I know that my experience, I also did not or do not rest. But now I know, because the more that I rest, the more that I feel balanced in my body. The more the inner balance in my body, it reflects to my external world of the balance. Because that equality is my equal, it's not other people's equal. I'm not judging, and I'm not using of that rulers or whatever power that they go, like, what is equal? This is what, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. If you have this is equal. No. My equal is 1, 2, 3. This is my equal. Because my equal is not your equal. Your equal is not mine. So yeah, so the word equal, I will replace that. Like I insist to replace as balance. If we feel into imbalance in our body, where is the equality come from? That's why it's never equal. Can you feel that? It's just never equal. We're just talking about, in the paper form, it's just an achievement of that 50%, whatever you do, especially the corporate world, we're talking about using the system to measure, right? The measure of the performance. What if we measure of the body system? I would be very interested to see how people measure using a system to measure their body system at work, or not only at work as well, like at home as well, if people not working, or also the entrepreneur as well, to measure that system. I know that on the corporate system, you have like culture, you measure how many people actually love to do stuff like achieving and all of that, them using the system to measure. So that is there for you to read. So it's there to show, to prove the number. So our equality for me is the number, so that the boss can see what we can do. So we become that number. And we also add on, if like a lot of people do not want to do it, I don't want to do that system. I don't want to be measured. But we've been forced in a way that to complete the survey so that the measurement is there. The outcome is there, the result is there so that they can read. Like I've been forced to do it. Do I feel equal? And there's a lot of reflection. When I do this equality, it will never be equal. If we continue to do this in the society, it's just never.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. How'd that sound to you?
It's like hamster wheel. It's just like wanting to jump off of that hamster wheel. Like even if it like hurts jumping from that wheel, you know? Like it's like that looping. That's what it's like, the continuous looping.
Exactly.
Basically, for my reference, literally I was thinking about like the connect today and like equality, and I'm like, so I mean like I was kind of relating it to all my jobs that I've had. Like it was like the 14 jobs that I've had since I was like 16, and was reflecting that it's like, you know, it's like working, doing, but then like finding my way through it, what I like, what I enjoy. And no, now like my experience lately, it's like with like a second job, I'm like, why am I not just getting just like a general, like why am I not being accepted at just like a general job? And I'm just like, okay, but it's like, no, it's like spirit, source, universe is like telling me not to settle and to know that things are like what I'm passionate about and being of like heart service and what I love. So like everything is always incorporated with nature. And that's been kind of like my theme throughout my whole working journey. But it's like that whole thing of like doing what you love, right, brings that joy. But the whole society belief of like doing what you love, like doesn't bring the money, right? But in my perception, in my experience, it's like being in that joy, it builds that momentum and that inspiration and that expansiveness. And that's what I've been trying to kind of, I think my way of shifting within society's programming and beliefs of like work is supposed to be, you know? So it's like it kind of relates to that whole hamster wheel. That's like relating to like jumping off of that hamster wheel of like the like, you know, working 9 to 5. Like that's a good song, by the way. Like I love that song. But it's like, but it's getting out of that the mentality, that looping of like I see it every day of like because I'm such an observer of like I'm always curious to see like what people do for work and like matching their personality with like what they do for work. And I'm like, I kind of just see, I'm like, oh, I wonder what that person does. And then when I form that connection, I'm like, what do you do for work? And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So it's like matches of personality. And then like why they come into the store and just trying to like shift. A lot of them try to shift out of like that programming, but they feel still stuck in it. And then like the whole fear, right, the fear of the unknown and all of that, and then my body processes all of those feelings too, and then like I'm shifting like with them and through them, like with myself, my emotions and all of that stuff. So it's like, yeah, it's very complex, as in it's like looking at the bigger picture of like why my journey is how it's been, especially in the working world. I think it's all the big part of it is bringing that shift, that change, that different mindset to society of when like we what we do and being a part of service, it really feels the root cause of like our lineage, our ancestors, and like the patterns and all of that, right? So it's just it's like your mycelium network, how complex it is. That's like it's the complexity that I feel right now that I wasn't really aware of the working world of like how that network is. Like it's so ingrained in everyone, this whole mentality of people are wanting to like be joyful, do fun things. Like now it's like summer here, so it's like people are wanting that freedom more, and but it's like this constrained energy of like working, working, working. And I've been experiencing that within myself of like I'm like, yeah, I want to have more fun and like do different things and get out of my comfort zone, but it's like this like whole energy of like it's basically like two different lives, what my soul and spirit like wants and knows, but then what my physical body is trying to like process of like shifting out of the old way of being, because I feel like we are different energy time space now with it being summer solstice here. And you with like winter solstice, there's definitely a shift, huge intense shift that's happening. I don't really know how to say it into words, but I know I can feel it throughout my body. That it feels like in a completely new timeline, that I feel like everyone is just taking that time to like catch up to what's happening. It's almost like people wake up and they're like, where am I? Like, who am I? Like, it's like that kind of light bulbs are going off in people, right? Of like a deep awakening. But I really feel like all the energy that we have and the healing that we all have done within Sacred Heart Valley and the GOTC, like I really feel all last year, all that energy is now like coming to fruition of like what we're rebirthing through ourselves. Like I literally like was rebirthed and then like everyone else being rebirthed and a lot of changes and transformations. So it's like we're birthing like so much healing through us to the world, to others, to like others' hearts, right? As one, but it's like we're this very complex system of energy, right? Of like it's like as like neurons and pathways and like the brain, like just seeing like never really focused on the brain so much, but it's like the brain is so prominent, like new firing of like ideas and inspirations and yeah, just like in love with the brain. Whereas before I was very scared of the brain, to be honest. Like because I'm very visual and just how the brain looks, like how the brain looked then compared to how it looks now and how it feels now in that connection. It's like having that relationship to the brain that I never even thought of having. Like, so it's very giving the brain a lot of credit for what it does and just feeling what the brain is feeling. It's really cool. It's really cool. Yeah.
I like you bringing into the GOTC because that's my next thing I wanted to share is I know they will talk about equality in within what we're understanding in our life, and also that I bring into what's around you as well, around us, like people around us, our workplace, and all of that. So now we're bringing into the GOTC, and because this 12 of my promise is generated or probably pick it up, I when I joined GOTC last year. And what I'm just gonna read what GOTC website, Guardians of the Code website said, I promise to put equality in everything and everyone and see them as my equal. So that is the sentence that for us to explore. So when I hear, been looking at it so that I can, to bring the conversation out. So from here, what I gather from my own learning is using our compassion heart.
I just wrote that.
You write the same thing?
Yeah, equality equals compassion.
Yeah. So compassion heart, obviously with compassion eyes to see everybody and do not judge and observe. Is that what you wrote?
Just did equality, compassion. Yeah, once you read what Jen wrote for the GOTC. Yeah.
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 Because we all know that all of us have our own journey, and they have to go through certain things to learn, to gain the experience or experiment, right? To explore, to uncover discovery, and then die from there, and then rebirth, right? And transform anew. And the magic is afoot. So yeah, and then from there, it turned into wisdom. And turn into your lifetime wisdom. So yeah. So that it looked like few of us, like we have the alignment, so we have a good teacher. We have a group.
Thank you, Jen.
But this is like Jen did not even teach us in a way that, saying like, in a way like this is what. But you know what? Because you and I, we journey very differently. But again, because we all in the GOTC family, we receive the highest and purest frequency, and we receive the love equally for the mother. So yeah, and from that space, we are love. So from that, we feel into love, and then we compassion, because we in individual shoes that we know. So, oh yeah, I just feel into like so much love today. So just in this in the good timing. Good timing. So this is the equality that we feel into. So we're gonna bring, of course, this feeling, compassion in equality to our, from now, Marie, from June, from now on to, let's say, journey consciously in July, and then until we meet to the next one. So yeah, the next one is kindness. So yeah, that's gonna be also an interesting bird to explore. So of course, we always explore into the surface of the word, what that really means, and then we dive down to individual, and then we bring into the context, and then life experience and wisdom teaching, and experience of that. So yeah. Do you have anything more to share? I think that we share, even though that is not a lot, but I think it's the quality today. Equality is quality. Equality, quality. I need to write it down. Playing with the word. Equality, quality. Isn't it equality and quality? You drop the E, become a quality.
Mhm. Equality is quality,
Yeah,
like the quality of love, like the quality of love, like that's just came, like it's just coming to me, like um,
for me, what I receive is equality. We drop the E, become quality. So look at the quality of life instead of whether we have quality or not.
mm,
Because
mm,
quality, like equality, like for me, is very egoic feeling.
yeah,
I have
yeah,
to do this so
definitely,
that it's
yeah,
equal, right? If you do this to me, there's not equal. Like, you know what I mean? It's a lot of
yeah,
egoic feeling. So when we drop the E, right, it's a quality,
mhm,
right? It's a quality. You don't have to be fighting, but we know that what the quality of your standard. Standard. Okay, the standard coming in.
mm,
So yeah. Um,
mm, yeah, standard, yeah, that's yeah, that word, yeah, mm. I guess another way to look at it is kind of like, okay, here's like another like a aha light bulb moment. It's kind of like the standard is kind of like seeing where you were to like where you are now, like as like something to work with of like, okay, like here this like being, this person is as they are, just fully accepting them with no judgment, but just seeing like I guess the potential in them of like all that they can achieve and what's there for them. But it's like that what's gonna inspire that being that person to like what's gonna spark that inspiration or what's gonna spark their path, put them on to that like that life, that journey of inspiration that just like weaves through every area of their life to feel that quality of life
mm,
and see that like how their life can just expand. But I feel like that word equality is like a gateway into um, like our teenage years of like and through our past selves of like um, reflecting on um, like just so much more depth of us, like really taking a look at like what has like spoken to us, what sparked interest, like what did we love to do.
mm,
Like it's kind of like that like kind of gestation period, like that the like a seed where just how are you gonna nurture that seed? It's like the school of life. That energy is like around that word equality.
mm.
Um, yeah, I think Jen. I mean, she always loves how we figure things out
Mm.
ourselves.
Yeah.
And I love how she does that. So I
Mm.
think for her putting the word equality into it, I feel like that word will it kind of helps to wake up people. I think in shifting from I guess the ego mentality of our
Yes.
world, what, like without jumping in or anything, but like what our world's been, it's been that egoic, like energy. It's just we were just kind of born into that, right? We didn't know any different. But
Mm.
it's like I think us like within GOTC, it's like moving from that ego self into like a new way of being, like fully and completely. But it's just taking things once like so many steps further and deeper within GOTC. I feel we get to the root, like as Jen says, we get to the root cause of things. Like I think with all those words, it's like the root the root of the word, like the root cause of the word, which invokes feeling and experiences a memory. Yeah.
I just I just saw something as internal. I mean, not really see something, but just experiencing this is I put E as I is pronounced as E, right? It become I quality, which is like here it's just like I promise to put equality in everything, everyone that I see them as my equal, right? So I put I quality as in term of as a verb instead of the noun, let's say the action word, I quality. I mean, don't really worry about it should be quantified or whatever. I just not bother that word. But if I turn the quality into the action word, it is like I put everything like an effort in as in terms of the quality of my own, so that in that space that I could also serve in the quality as my own quality or higher quality. And yeah, it's just like you said it here, it's just my equal. So that is my quality, as to speak. Yeah, I quality. Yeah, it is a lot of things to feel into that. To put the word I instead of E. So yeah. Because when we think about what is the quality, right? Quality is like, I think for me, is that quality is like a standard, right? But again, standard is also another trigger word that your standard and my standard is different. Everybody have their own standard, but we just look into our own standard, right? So what is your standard? We have to ask ourselves, what is your quality? What is your standard? And your standard is not shaped by other people. So I remember that when I was doing my own business and kind of like, like coaching business or whatever online business, right? We have to look at what is our standard first. So that means that bringing into self-love into ourselves. We're not being driven by other people's standard. So if we're driven by other people, we become a people pleaser. So what is the standard? But again, of course, this is the expansion of what we explore. Of course, this, I know that we're talking about equality, but I know that there's a lot of things to this expansion from here, because as we feel into egoic, the feeling of egoic, right? So there's a lot of things to discuss here, which is I love, not only just tie down to just the word, but this expansion of the word as well. But most of the time that we have to come back to us, that we have to ask ourselves, is that my equal, or is that my quality, is that my standard? So we are not being manipulated by other people, so we're not being like pulling by other people's energy, or we have to like please other people so that we put down our standard. We don't want to do that, right? So yeah, we always wanted to lift out our standards a little bit more. When we evolve, our standard will change. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that is like, when we're talking about, whatever that I offer is no longer in alignment. So that is equal that your quality, your standard is evolved with your spirit, with your guide, with your journey. It just evolved to the better. So yeah. So again, of course, we not really bow down for the word equality, but it is a very, very good word for us to see in the quality of self. So yeah. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
I can hear ding, ding, ding. The brain is working. So now look into your brain.
Yeah, okay.
So you mentioned it, you really wanted to see your brain. So now is the time to go into your brain because you are thinking. You probably have a new neural pathway coming up too. So see, you can see inside what is there, what wanted to bring out, what is dissolving maybe, and what's just like open up new one, birthing, seeding in your brain. So yeah.
Yeah, I can see, okay, I can see in my brain so clearly. So it's like I'm seeing like a sparkler. Um, it kind of looks like a dandelion as well, but it's like electromagnetic, like energy charge. It's like firing. I could see myself standing in like the center of my brain, and it's like a path within nature. Like I literally can see nature within my brain, um, as my soul, my spirit is standing in my brain. It's so cool. It's like multi-dimensional all at once. Um, and it's literally like my brain, it's like a book, like opening like this. Um, and then it's like rotating like this. And it's like a whew, goosebumps, tingles. Um, oh, oof. I'm seeing like the lotus center of like, you know how they have like, you know how like associate the crown chakra with like the thousand petal lotus,
Mm-hmm.
or like all those lotuses with the petals. That's literally what I'm feeling and experiencing. I literally never have felt, okay, that this is like, it's like so many aha moments. So it's like the crown chakra.
Mm.
So I never really could really feel it. Like it was always like it wasn't in my body. It wasn't like, I always felt like detached from it. Um, Whereas all the other chakras I could feel within my body. But it's like when I think of the crown chakra, I just think of like spirit source, the universe, and just it goes all the way up. But it's like not attached to my brain, but in my mind, like the headspace, where now it feels like it's like attaching, like it's like as one with it and just receiving. But it's like everything that I've felt and experienced through my body, through like all of my healing journey, it's like feeling now that it's like integrating my brain through, like I just see like so much beauty of like nature in my brain. Um, it's like the like it's like the feminine and the masculine of the brain. Like I can see that energy of like pink and blue. But then there's like multiple colors, which I feel like why I have like my braids. It's like literally similarly to like the brain, like how the brain looks with like the texture. It's like literally, it's so cool, like how now it's like understanding. That's been my whole journey. It's like always, like I always get the like full integrations like weeks later, but it's like, yeah, the brain, it's like, yeah, creating those new neural pathways, and like how my hair was braided. So it's like the center of the braid is just like being in like that wholeness, the completeness. But then I had like the two smaller braids, but then there's like one smaller one in the center, and then another one, which is like just like houses everything and bring everything into like alignment. And then it's like the back, it's like it goes like down my spine. like how she did it. It's just like there's this like little piece that's just like a paintbrush, and it just like goes all the way down. It's just like connecting to my spine. It's like feeling that connection to nature, to like now I understand what your mycelium network is, as like I feel like your brain, as like this whole month when not being able to feel. I really feel like it has to happen for me to fully experience what I'm experiencing. And it's like that whole transformation of of literally letting like the grief in the past go completely. So that was like subconsciously what I was releasing too, to just feel this whole new expansiveness of like a brain like gasm of just like fully being rebirthed in like plenitude and just like enjoy and like just feeling so light and bright and just like inspired and just my joy. It's just been like joy frequency the last 2 days, and I just feel so safe and held. It's like, yeah, like aha moments, so beautiful. Yeah, I feel that word equality is definitely like a like initiation, activation, integration. I mean, all the words are, but if I if we like this whole journey today, this whole experience, if everyone looks at those words of like how it literally can help to repattern, to shift, and to create that new neural pathways within themselves, like that's pretty remarkable, you know.
I'm so proud of you.
And it's cool because I'm looking, there's a little turtle on my and then the brain, like everything has that brain. Like there's like this crystal, like this crystal leaf. It's like brain, like balance, right? Like there's this like citrine. It's like looks like a brain. Like I'm just seeing like brains everywhere. like I have a fern. It looks like a brain. Like the mushroom, the bottom of this mushroom, this wooden mushroom, it looks like a brain. Like everything around me is like the line work, the lines, like the pathways of a brain. I literally can see like my brain as like it's like the thread, the weaving, ancestral. Um, literally can see like my head as a mushroom, like my yeah, and it's just like underneath I can see. Let me show you, like this wooden like sculpture of like this mushroom. That's like what I see, like underneath. Whoops, like underneath the like I can see underneath my head, like as a mushroom, as it's like not being afraid of your body, but like seeing it as nature, as now I fully understand when I say like we are as nature and how you say that, like we are nature and all of that. But it's like fully experiencing it as like you, like feeling it, seeing it, being it, expressing through it. Amazing.
Can I share something with you? So when you point to the brain at the back here, right? It's not only the mouth of God, but what you're talking about there at the mushroom is the medulla oblongata. So from there, it's absorb all the emotion. It's like how absorb, if you eat mushroom, they absorb the sauce. Whether the sauce is good one, spicy one, sweet one, salty, it absorbs everything. That's it.
Oof, goosey.
All right, so we are bringing into the closure by using mushroom as we're talking about equal. I love this. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to share all of you in Sacred Heart Valley as well that, all of these, the 12 colors of my promise is not only the core of our promise of what we're doing as in terms of human and also divine self. And of course, if you know that, because if you are spiritual being, or you are like highly intuitive, you will know what I'm talking about as in terms of like synchronicity, flowers, nature, anything that you feel into synchronicity that what you are doing or what you journey right now, and bring into the 12 quality of yourself and within yourself, what does that really mean? And the most important thing is to feel into our body, because we are human, we need to feel in our body. So our body will tell us what exactly, what is that message that telling you. So all around the living consciousness, flowers, plants, soil, that continuous communicate to us and with us. But of course, we don't understand. But if we could feel into our body, that is part of communication. So
Definitely.
yeah, so that is eye quality. Bring into the eye quality thing. So yeah. Alrighty, so that is what I could share. And of course, there will be more if you listen to here. If you have any question, you can pop into the chat or the space where underneath the Facebook, the group there. Or you can reach out to Carl or myself or any one of us that you feel in alignment to. And there we go. We complete today as the third quality, the third of the my promise to self. But that's it. Kyle, do you have anything more to add?
Yeah, yes. That I just see that equality is like community. Yeah. Yeah. The community within the community, our community, the community of like soul family community, it's all like interconnected, just as nature is. Like it's all, everything is all interconnected. It's all part of the whole.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Complete for now. And so we come back next month. We're talking about probably just the fourth one, and it's kindness. Alrighty, that's it, isn't it?
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.